Hi, from New York. Thanks for joining us today. This is Sadia.
Hey, and I'm Keith. Getting the best table and dish in town.
In our last lesson, Lesson 20, you learned how to ask for permission.
You also learned about time expressions. The phrase, what time do you...
And the phrase, excuse me.
In this lesson, you'll learn about eating out and getting the table and food that you want.
The conversation takes place at a restaurant.
And this conversation is between Zoe and the waiter serving him.
Let's listen to the conversation.
Hello, sir. How many?
One, please.
Right this way. Here you are.
Can I sit there instead?
Sure. What would you like to drink?
Water, please.
And what will you be having to eat?
What do you recommend?
Definitely the patatak mentaiko. Crispy fries with spicy cod roe mayo.
I'll have that. Also, what is that? What's she having?
Those are our croquetas. Crispy, creamy croquettes.
I'll have that too.
Yes, sir. Is everything all right?
Yes, very nice, thank you.
One more time, slowly.
Hello, sir. How many?
One, please.
Right this way. Here you are.
Can I sit there instead?
Sure. What would you like to drink?
Water, please.
And what will you be having to eat?
What do you recommend?
Definitely the patatak mentaiko. Crispy fries with spicy cod roe mayo.
I'll have that. Also, what is that? What is she having?
Those are our croquetas. Crispy, creamy croquettes.
I'll have that too.
Yes, sir. Is everything all right?
Yes, very nice. Thank you.
So Zoe has gone out for a dinner alone. And judging from the food he's ordered, these very exotic sounding foods, he's at what sounds like a tapas restaurant.
Tapas, that's Spanish, right?
Tapas restaurants, sometimes called tapas bars, they're Spanish, and they serve like wine and small plates of Spanish appetizers.
It seems like the number of tapas restaurants in New York has increased over the past few years. I mean, I keep hearing about new ones every day.
Definitely, I think so. It's probably because the experience of maybe having some wine or a drink and having tasty bites of really flavorful food in a really casual environment, that's probably a nice alternative to a big fancy dinner somewhere.
Definitely. And in this bad economy, it's not so good right now. Everyone's looking for less fussy, less expensive, and more practical ways to go out.
And as we've talked about before, America, and probably New York in particular, really is a melting pot. So finding all kinds of ethnic food and things like that is never a problem.
There's always different kinds of ethnic foods. And if you ever visit, no matter where you're from, you'll probably be able to find a taste of home right here in Manhattan. And what that means is a taste of your own country. All right, well, let's take a look at the vocabulary for this lesson.
Many.
Many.
Consisting of a large amount.
Many.
Many.
Smoking.
Smoking.
The area in a restaurant where smoking is allowed.
Smoking.
Smoking.
Non-smoking.
Non-smoking.
The area in a restaurant where smoking is not allowed.
Non-smoking.
Non-smoking.
To sit.
To sit.
To have a seat.
To sit.
To sit.
Also.
Also.
In addition. Besides. To.
Also.
Also.
All right.
All right.
Okay. To one's liking. Acceptable.
All right.
All right. Now we're going to take a closer look at some of the words and phrases from this lesson.
The first phrase we'll look at is how many.
This is a commonly used phrase in restaurants.
It's short for how many people are in your party or how many people will be dining.
Next is smoking or non-smoking.
Another restaurant phrase.
Yep, it's short for would you like to sit in a smoking section or the non-smoking section?
In America, though, it's becoming, I think, increasingly common for state governments to ban smoking in public places.
Recently, a lot of places in America, not just New York, you just can't smoke inside.
Might take some getting used to for all of our smoking listeners. Next is, what would you like to drink?
This phrase is always used at restaurants.
Yes. After you place your food order with the waiter or waitress, he or she will ask, what would you like to drink? What's the next phrase, Keith?
The next phrase is, and what will you be having to eat?
After Zoe requests water, the waiter asks, and what will you be having to eat?
He'd like to know what food Zoe would like to order.
Some other ways of saying, and what will you be having to eat are maybe, what can I get you? Or may I interest you in some of the food items?
Or also you can say, would you like anything to eat?
Next is, I'll have that. The waiter suggests some things that he thinks Zoe will like, and Zoe says, I'll have that, which means, okay, I'll have what you just described.
Zoe approves of the waiter's selection, and he would like to try it. The next phrase is, I'll also have that.
So after approving the waiter's suggestion, Zoe asks about what the woman next to him is having.
Yeah, the waiter describes the food, and Zoe says, I'll also have that.
Which means I'll also have that food that she's having.
Okay, next up is everything all right?
Good waiters and waitresses always ask at some point during your meal, is everything all right?
So if you're eating, maybe 10 minutes past, they'll stop and say, is everything all right? Is everything okay? Our final phrase is very nice.
This phrase shows a very enthusiastic approval or agreement. It's strong.
The waiter asks Zoe if everything is all right, and Zoe says, yes, very nice.
Zoe is giving his approval, is very happy with his experience at the restaurant. The focus points of this lesson are requesting something using the phrase, can I?
And asking, what do you recommend? How about we start with requesting something using, can I?
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Zoe arrives at the restaurant and is shown to his table by the restaurant host. Zoe would prefer, he wants to sit at another table, so he asks, can I sit there instead?
He makes a request using the phrase, can I?
Can I sit there instead? What are some other examples of making a request using can I something afterward?
Can I have another glass of water? Or can I see the dessert menu?
And you can also say, can I see the wine list? Or can I have an extra plate?
Now, Zoe could have also said, may I sit there instead? Which brings us to this point. Making a request with can was actually considered to be incorrect, but recently, using can I is normal and accepted.
In school, actually, we learned that may I is correct, but I think recently you said that can I is now correct. Using may, however, it does make your request more formal. It makes it a little more polite.
Sure. So may I have another glass of water? Or may I see the dessert menu?
May I see the wine list? May I have an extra plate?
If you're writing, which requires more formal English, you should research the difference between can and may. In short, can is used to express ability.
That's right. And may is used to express permission or possibility.
But from now on, you can make simple requests by asking, can I?
And what about asking? What do you recommend?
Okay, when the waiter asks Zoe what he would like to eat, Zoe asks, "What do you recommend?" And this phrase is the same as, "What do you suggest?"
Zoe is asking the waiter to make a suggestion, but why?
Well, the waiter has a better idea of what's available, and he's probably tasted all the food. The waiter has an informed opinion. He knows what they have.
And of course, Zoe is visiting the restaurant for the first time and he has no idea. So, of course, the waiter knows better than Zoe. So, the next time if you're dining out and you can't decide what to order, ask your server, your waiter or waitress for a recommendation. You can say, "What do you recommend?" And Sadia, I think this will be useful for you.
Yeah, probably, because I can never decide. I do ask often. And usually I find that the waiter or the waitress is more than happy to give a suggestion.
Yeah. And you can also use the phrase, "What do you recommend?" when you're shopping. For example, you're shopping for something expensive like a computer or a camera. You can ask the salesperson what he or she recommends.
That's true. And while suggestions from salespeople are not always reliable, you can't always trust them because sometimes they're just wanting you to buy the most expensive thing. You might receive some pretty important information anyway.
Probably some information that may help you decide which computer or television you should buy.
So don't be afraid to ask for a suggestion using "What do you recommend?"
All right, well, that's going to do it for this lesson. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye. See you next time.
Bye.
Hello, sir. How many?
One, please.
Right this way. Here you are.
Can I sit there instead?
Sure. What would you like to drink?
Water, please.
And what will you be having to eat?
What do you recommend?
Definitely the patatak mentaiko. Crispy fries with spicy cod roe mayo.
I'll have that. Also, what is that? What's she having?
Those are our croquetas. Crispy, creamy croquettes.
I'll have that too.
Yes, sir. Is everything all right?
Yes, very nice, thank you.